Yeah, and because my dad did it, it got me a job, and I'm really grateful for that. I really appreciate my parents for giving me that opportunity. They worked really hard for it, and I'm really lucky. I did this myself. I'm a big boy.
I think this really sums up the general frustration between those without privilege and those with an extreme privilege gap when it comes to this conversation. No one's, by and large, no one is generally upset with someone for having the opportunity of privilege, whether you were born with that or circumstances allowed you to sort of fall into that privilege. No one is upset at another human being for having privilege. What people are upset about is the way those with privilege will look at those without it and tell them, you have the same opportunities I did. They will look at them and say things like, well, if you just worked as hard as I did, you would have this too, while not admitting in good faith that the reason you got your $130,000 job out of college is because it was at your dad's company. The reason that you were able to go to a really good school and network with really, good people that allowed you opportunities later in life is because you happened to be born to wealthy parents. They say that your zip code that you are born in is the biggest determinant of how successful you will be in life. And geographically, sure, but your zip code has a heavy-handed correlation with what sort of access to means you're going to have. And if at the end of the day, those with privilege would just say, you know what, I can comprehend that you did not have the same shoulders to stand on, and I can understand why it would be much harder for you to make it to where I did with our comparative, sets of privilege. If they would just be willing to say that out loud, but just like in this little comedy skit, they fight tooth and nail to somehow, tell the child of a single mother born into poverty that, oh, they got where they did because they just worked real hard for it. And that's just fundamentally not fucking true. This is why people are so angry at those with privilege.